All right, welcome back to season 3 of our show, and today it's wings, turkey wings, the ultimate comfort food. We're going to show you how to get these seasoned up and cooked up, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so it's the ultimate comfort food, turkey. So we're just going to show you how to get this seasoned up. I've got 6 wings here. Now, these are from turkeys that are no bigger than 14 pounds. That's the way you want that. You don't want to use a big turkey. I've seen turkey wings the size of 4 of these guys right here, and that's a huge turkey, so 25, 30-pound turkeys are no good for this. It's an old buzzard. It's going to make that meal very tough. Let's go in with some salt. I'm using some kosher salt today. I always use the kosher salt. Now we're using a pressure cooker as well. That's going to cut down some time, and it's going to give that flavor and make them very tender. Front and back with the salt and pepper. So the pressure cooker is also great for making a gravy. Now most of the time, if somebody's going to make a stock, they would use parts of the turkey to make a stock, like wings, maybe a back. One-stop shopping. Black pepper both sides. And don't be afraid to hit it hard with the pepper and the salt, because we're going in to make a stock afterwards. So you want all that flavor to wind up in the water as well. So since they're going in the pressure cooker, I have this much water. Just judge it out. Figure you need this much gravy, so use this much water. That's how you got to do that. Now I'm going in with a rub. This is a homemade rub. Garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, touch of sage in here. That's it. That's my turkey rub. Very basic. And no salt. You guys are buying rubs out there and you got a bunch of salt in there and you wonder why your food's coming out too salty. It's because you're double salting. And if you look at a lot of these rubs, just take a look at the sodium level to how many ounces per serving it is, and you'll see how much sodium is in there ruining your dishes. Not everybody is allergic to salt or gets hypertension, but the flavor will get ruined by adding too much salt. Unless you're a person that just loves salt. Now I myself, I love salt bagels. I can just chow on a bunch of salt bagels, but I just don't do it. All right, turkey's in here. Now that we got the turkey in, we're going to work on getting our stock together. So we're not going to add any more salt until we make the gravy. And make sure you are very clean with your hands as well too. So make sure that you do all your turkey touching afterwards, and everything that you do touch like this, just make sure you wash it up. So I try to cut up everything beforehand, but I'm showing you guys how to do this. So we're going to go with celery, carrot. Let's just go with some celery, about this much. Now don't forget, you're making a gravy, so you're going to need a stock afterwards. Now if I was just going in with just chicken wings or turkey wings, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't cut up all these vegetables and put them in. I would just go straight water, and that's about it. But since we're making a stock, you want to use the mirepoix, which is celery, carrot, and onion. And your onion you want to cut up about like that. So part of this onion is going to go inside our gravy, and the other onion is going to be mostly for flavor. So I'm just going to cut it like that, and like that, and just go in with it, because I don't want all of that onion inside my gravy. Now we'll go in with our carrot, same thing. I'm going to go with some bigger pieces, because all of that carrot won't go in the gravy either. And I'm going to kind of strain the gravy and make it a clean gravy. And here's our garlic. So with the garlic, I'm just going to give it a smash. And all the garlic goes in. So what we're going to do from here is watch your water level. And I'm going to go as far as the pressure cooker is going to let me. And that's up to here. And that's the maximum water line. So that's where I'm going with that. And that's where you guys want to go with it if you want to use a pressure cooker. If you're using a regular pot, just feel it out. So this is going to be 35 minutes in our pressure cooker. About 30 minutes I'm going to set it for. And I'm going to let it come to a natural release, which means I'm going to let it just sit in here for another 7 minutes until this thing releases by itself. This way, once you let it do it and you don't hit this thing open and let all that steam out, it'll be a softer release. And when you do that and let it release naturally, the meat's going to come out softer. If you give it a hard release, the meat's going to come out a little bit tougher. So you don't want to do that, especially when it comes to meat. All right, we're going to let this go and we're going to meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, our wings are done in the pressure cooker. So we're just going to pull these out. I just want to show you these guys. Now they're very fragile. And you just want to get them in a pot. You don't want to move them too much. And when you do grab them, just get everything off of them and grab them by a good thick part like that. And you can see they're about ready to fall apart. And that's how you want those. I'm going to get all the vegetables off of them and get it back in there. Because what we want to do is we want to drain all of that nice juice out of there. So just make sure we pick them up and keep them from falling apart. If you get this part right, you're there. So let's just get our turkey wings in here. And I got a couple more to go. And I just want you to see that they're all intact. Now if you're boiling these, you're going to lose a lot of that flavor. But you'll be able to see when they're done, and you'll be able to test the tenderness while you're boiling them. With a pressure cooker, there's no forgiveness. You're either under or you're over. So I've been using a pressure cooker for years. If you guys are going to use one, get good with your times and get good with the amount of stuff you put in here. So the book might tell you a certain time for 2 of these wings, but you put 6 of them in and then you're on your own. So we're going to let this cool down. We're going to get all the stock out of there. We're going to drain it, get all those vegetables out of there, and then we're going to show you how to make the gravy. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we have our stock strained. Our wings are out. And I'm just going to show you this. Now this is how tender you want this meat. You want to be able to put your fork in here. Fork tender, just like that. I'm going to give a little Pitmaster taste. Seasoned perfectly. All right, let's make our gravy. Got all-purpose flour here. Little in the basket. And a little oil. Extra virgin. Now this is a fast way of making gravy. For you guys that are new to the channel, haven't seen me make gravy before, this is a bit unorthodox, but this is a great way to make gravy. Just a little trick I picked up along the way. Mix it with oil. It gets all the lumps out and you don't have to worry about it. All you got to do is just cook your gravy. So we mix this, then we add our stock to the pot. We heat it up and we add this slowly to the stock. Just like that. Now this is a bit loose, so we're going to go in with more flour. Now keep in mind, this makes a lot of gravy. So this little bit of gravy right here will make about that much. And at the beginning, when we put our water in the pressure cooker, I said we're going to fill it up to the top That's all the water that came out from those wings, or all the stock that came out from there. So it made a beautiful stock. It's seasoned. I took all the veggies that were out of there, strained them, and actually saved them for a soup. But I'm actually making tomorrow because nothing goes to waste in my house. All right, so here we go. Now here's that paste that we made. And now once you get it like this, you can store it easily. But I want it just a bit more loose. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more oil in there till you get your ratios correct. And that's it, just like that. You're doing all the work before, and you never have to worry about going over or under on gravy. So I'll take all of this right here, and I'll dump it into a pot. Now I have this pot over here, and what we'll do, since we took these wings out, we make the gravy in that pot, and we add the wings to the gravy, not the gravy to the wings. So the wings will be added in after that gravy gets perfectly seasoned. We add the wings, and at that point we're just warming this up. So if you actually wanted to do this for the next day, you would start all this, not put the wings into the gravy because they'll fall apart, and you would leave this in your refrigerator. And then the next day, heat that gravy up and add it to the gravy, or make the gravy the next day. But as long as you have everything here, you could stop and prepare it at any time. You could make it 3 days from now. Nobody would ever tell the difference. All right, I'm gonna finish mixing this, and onto the stove we go. I'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we put our turkey broth inside here, or stock, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna taste it, because it came out of the turkey, and we didn't get a chance to taste it yet. So the flavors are spot on. I can taste everything we put in there, that whole celery, onion, everything. We need salt. So before you even start your gravy, because you don't want to start the gravy, then have to add all this. So we're gonna go in with some salt and black pepper. That is all you're gonna need, because you have everything else. That's why you made that stock. I can taste the pepper. I just want a little bit more, because no gravy is complete without black pepper. So let's just give that a stir. And then we're going to taste our broth again. And you can always season at the end, but season now. And that's spot on. So that means my gravy is going to be spot on. And if you want to have any hot sauce or anything else with this meal, you can, because it's not too salty. You'll just be adding salt on top of salt. All right, here's that rich roux we made. So we're going to start to get some of that in, little by little. I'm on medium heat, so you're not going to need a big boil on this. You can see it come up. And we're going to keep adding until we get the right consistency. And once I keep adding, I might hit this with the whisk just a little bit. And when it starts to thicken up, I'll hit it with the whisk. Let's add some more. And watch you don't add too much, because it's going to get thick on you real fast. So just add little by little until you get to that point. And when we get to that point, we'll meet you back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so here's our gravy, and I want you to look at the consistency on that. Now this is lump-free. Look at that. I mean, that's just all flavor from that turkey. I mean, why let any of this go to waste? And for those of you guys that do this, make that gravy out of that stock. You know exactly what this is. So this is old school. Now we're going to cook this flour down some more. Now I added a little bit of white wine in here just to bring out those flavors and just loosen this sauce a little bit while it's still heating up, because you don't want this to tighten up too quick. So white wine is always a good trick in the gravy because it's going to evaporate out fast and it's going to bring that flavor in. Instead of adding water, because once you add water, it might not evaporate so quickly. It's going to take away your flavor and you'll be stuck with a lot of liquid. You're going to have to really go hard to get that out of here. Where wine is alcohol, it evaporates a lot faster than water. And that's it. We'll meet you back here when it's time to put those wings in, so don't go anywhere. All right, time to get these wings inside. Now these wings have cooled down. They've been out for about 30 minutes. And we're just going to rewarm them right in that beautiful gravy. Get those carrots out of there. And just make sure you tuck them down in there. Get them tucked in real good, just like they're going to bed. All right. What we'll even do is get the rest of those carrots off of here. And just check your meat and make sure there's no carrots or onions or celery on there. And this way you got a nice clean gravy. And there you go. Now I'm not going to try to break them up in the sauce, but just put the gravy over top of them. Now this is on low right now. I'm going to let them warm up for about 10 minutes. That's all it takes in this gravy, just to warm them right up. And they're going to release some of their liquid and take in that nice gravy at the same time. And then we'll be ready to plate up and show you how to do that. That's going to be spectacular plating. All right, we're going to cover this up and we're going to meet you back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, turkey wings and gravy. Here it is. Let's show you what we got. Look at those guys. Nice and relaxed in that gravy. Let's get them out of here. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plate this up with a little rice. Now we made some wild rice here from scratch. And this is a copycat Uncle Ben's, but a real rice. It takes about an hour to cook. And if you guys never had real wild rice before, you're in for a treat. We're going to leave a link to this video in the description. So let's bring that over. And now we're going to plate up our turkey wings. So what I like to do with this meal is I like to get some bread onto the plate like that. And for those of you that know how to do this, you know where I'm going with it. So here's some bread. We're just going to make a little perfect bed for that. And we're going to get this nice turkey wing down on it. Check this one out. Roll that nice gravy in there. I'll bring this plate over and park that turkey wing right down on there. Just like that. Now we gotta get some gravy onto this. So we got some beautiful gravy going down. That gravy that we made. Look at that. And you gotta soak that bread in that gravy too. This is like comfort on a blanket right here. A little bit more gravy. You never go wrong with too much gravy, right? So we got that gravy. Let's slide this over. Clean that plate up a bit. And now, we're in the South, so it's not complete without our green onion. Very simple meal. Hearty, cozy. I mean, this is the meal that makes you just want to stay inside and get lazy all day. And there it is. All right, we're going to straighten up and we're going to meet you guys right back here. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and there it is. Turkey wings smothered in gravy over white bread. Can't go wrong with that meal. That brings me right back to my childhood. Got a little wild rice on the side there, and that's real wild rice, so we leave a link in the description to that wild rice being made, so you might want to click on that and check that one out. It's a beautiful copycat rice to an Uncle Ben's. Thank you. We enjoyed you guys coming, and until the next time, gotta get that little pitmaster taste there.